Welcome to Charts and Hearts. I'm Sarah, and she's Lindsay.
And together we're working our way through an epic list of rom-coms in order to find and categorize tropes in the hopes of creating the nerdiest spreadsheet podcasts have ever seen.
And this episode is Sweet Home Alabama. Man,
yeah.
I know I've seen this movie, but I had absolutely no recollection of anything about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Oh, yeah, like maybe since it came out. Like, that might be why.
Well, like, it was one of the ones that was always on W when you had access to cable, and you were just like, I don't know, and you're just, like, flipping through things.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it was just on. So I've seen parts of it a lot, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But, yeah, I think I watched it, I don't know, a few times, but probably never again.
Yeah, no, I'm good. It's the one with Reese Witherspoon where she's a fashion designer who gets engaged to Patrick Dempsey, and then she has to, like, go home and tell her parents, but also get divorced from her childhood sweetheart, who is Josh Lucas. And it's got some exceptionally problematic things in it. And Reese Witherspoon is both charming and terrible, as only she can do.
Exactly.
That's, like, the character's terrible and she's charming.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then she gets back together with her childhood first love at the end, obviously.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get to the problematic stuff in a bit, but I was just thinking about this earlier, just because this is big fish in a small pond month, and that's the point. And, like, thinking about how she, who is a big city girl but has been here before, reacts to the people in this town who, aside from the racism, which isn't technically the character's fault because it's more of a, like, overarching thing.
Yeah.
They're just, like, living their small town life, and she hates them.
Yeah, she's so judgy and just hates everything.
And they, in return, are also incredibly judgy about her. And it's not like hijinks like in New in Town or Hallmark, because this is a Hallmark movie plot, where it's like, isn't it funny because there's no Ubers here, or she, like, fell down because she was wearing heels. You know, like the classic kind of things
classic, like,
that make it funny. Yeah, a city girl in a small town. They just hate her for having,
like,
left.
Leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaving and also being successful in another town. Like, they are so mad at her that she did that. And, like, literally an entire through line is her mom being so mad at her, and then her saying, you told me to leave, and then her mom being still mad at her about it. And it's just like, all of these people are terrible.
Yeah, it's like everybody wanted, or, like, not everybody, like, her mom wanted her to, like, leave or go off and do a thing, but then she went to New York instead of going to, like, I don't know what like, Mobile or something, like a city in Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, and then her mom's like, she's like, and then she gives her parents plane tickets to fly to New York.
And they never used them.
And then they're like, no, we were just so busy. And I'm like, what? 7 years? And, like, she never came back also, so that's also her problem.
Yeah,
but
so
they're just like
it's definitely two-sided, like, especially with her family. Like, she invited them to come for Christmas and they just, like, didn't come. It sounds like they just didn't even tell her. They just
didn't come
there at the airport.
And then she, like, gives her the tickets back. Mm-hmm. Like, here you go.
Like, years later.
Yeah. It's just it's a lot. And, like, watching it now, I'm just like, why are these people so bad? And
watching it in 2025 is also, like, very different because her dad is a Civil War reenactor on the South, like, secessionist side. And so I think there's, like, some of that too, and obviously that's sort of, they sort of mention a bit of politics and stuff, but not with her family, other than that her parents wouldn't like that she's dating a Democrat.
Yeah, like, this comes in with Patrick Dempsey and Candice Bergen, who are also terrible people. Like, they're not nice they're people.
Yeah, like, Patrick Dempsey is kind of okay, but
he's fine. He seems to be proposing to her because it makes his mom mad.
It's a little bit that, or it's like, oh, well, my mom's pressured me to get married, so I might as well marry
might as well marry someone like... she doesn't like. Yeah. But he does have a line about something of like, will he not like me because I'm a Yankee?
Yeah.
And this leads into the whole thing. There's an article I read that I'll put in the show notes, and the tagline in it is everyone in this movie voted for Trump. And so the biggest part of this is that there's no overt racism in this movie.
Well, except there is.
It's
not like person to person racism.
Exactly.
Like
nobody says anything to anybody, but they took the entire reason for the Civil War. And again, I am a white woman from Canada.
Yeah.
So I know very basic little things. We've read some books in book club, but
and
they took the entire reason of the Civil War out of the Civil War, which they talk about all the time in this movie. Like, he is reenacting things and is for slavery, basically. And they're like, they all acknowledge it and are like proud of what they're doing. And at one point he's like, history is history, you can't sweep it under the rug. Like
they are,
which is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
and
also there's like jokes about, oh, like they reenact the like explosions with the anvil kind of something or other, and it's a joke, and it's like, even if it wasn't a completely racially driven Civil War, like, you're making jokes about people blowing up in a war.
Yeah. And so I highly suggest to read the article. It's a blog. It's a person who also highlighted this. It's one of those things that people, again, this person watched it, not in 2003 and was like, whoa. So, but the main things is that. And so there is a black man who's her friend in New York, and he is a main side character and is fine. And I feel really bad for him at the end, where he has to go into this racist bar filled with horrible racist flags. Like, just as an actor, I'm like, this is...
Yeah, exactly. And then also throw the whole, like, because he's gay. And, like, they do make it that this is some strangely accepting gay paradise small town in Alabama. It's, but it's weird. And, like, I guess it's fine, but I don't know. I feel like it didn't need to happen.
Exactly. They didn't need any of that at all. Like, he could have been gay because it was a trope. He's a gay black best friend of a woman who's in fashion. Like,
but then the whole Ethan Embry, like, her outing her friend because she's, like, feeling threatened is just, like, additionally, she's awful. So all the other black characters in the movie that we meet in her small town all are, like, the servant at the plantation and
then, like, the mailman and there's the bank security guard at the bank.
Security guard at the bank. Yeah. So it's like,
and they're all there and they're all happy to be working and smiling, and like the maid is literally like whistling to herself as she's a maid in a plantation house. Yeah.
Cleans up after old white guys at a plantation house
who are like constantly reenacting the Civil War in her backyard. Like,
and then the like wedding is planned at the plantation, which is like a whole other thing. Still an issue today. Like,
yes,
first of all, I can't even get into all the reasons why it's bad.
No, I'm like, there's so many other big houses in the world that have big yards. Like, just
or like have a wedding venue that's just a wedding venue.
Yeah,
like,
also that.
Yeah, and like because I don't know, I feel like these plantations should just get torn down and repatriated to black people. But anyways,
so it's just it's all of that, and then there are lines in this movie that are like insane in 2025. There's, look at all these big houses. A plantation by any other name is just a farm,
right?
Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, why would you even say that? Or it's like, does that,
because it's so normal. Like, I think they still are in some circles, but like tourist attractions and all these kind of things, like it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. And then there's like her daddy's in cotton and all that implies, which I assume there's other implications now in the 20th century of like being rich, or I guess, or like a shrewd, I don't even know, but like,
no, but I think it's that, like he's in cotton, so like his ancestors like enslaved people. Yeah.
Yeah. just...
Yeah, which is definitely what that implies. And then, it's... Because it's not just that, like, the movie's calling attention to how the people are there. The movie is, like, the creators of the movie are completely complicit and, like, worse, almost, because they, like, have the time to reflect. They're not just in their life. Like, this was intentionally done. Yeah.
Intentionally done. These lines were written on for a purpose. Like, what part of Ethan Embry giving a tour of this house does he need to say a plantation by any other name is just a farm? Like, what? Why would you need to say that in your rom-com movie? Except for being incredibly ignorant. And, like, you're filming in the South. This is a real house. Like, just...
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're just gonna, like, gather our thoughts, accept this as terrible, and
move forward.
It's just... I guess, not that I, like, want to brush it under the rug, but, like...
No, it's just, we can't talk about it for the rest of the
and also,
episode.
We're, like, we shouldn't be the people talking about it. Like, I'm sure there's better criticism of this movie and the concept of, like, plantations as attractions.
Absolutely,
than we can provide. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to Tiffany's, because we love it there.
Indeed. Yeah, so this, I guess because they actually, it looks like they filmed in the real Tiffany's, I assume. This was the first movie that filmed in New York City after 9/11.
Yeah, it was like October, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure they would have actually been able to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
able to use the interior of Tiffany's.
Yeah. It's a really swoony proposal. Patrick Dempsey takes her through the back, but he doesn't take the time to pick a ring himself, which shows how much he doesn't know her. And then also, she is being driven, and she obviously goes through the back, but she doesn't know where she is. And I'm like, have you ever been to New York?
Yeah, unless
have you ever been to
back alleys and stuff?
No, you know what's right next to Tiffany's? Trump Tower.
Yeah.
And also Central Park. Like, I haven't been to New York in 7 years, and I know this. So just like, I don't know. I understand it's the plot and blah blah, but I'm like, maybe pick a less obvious building than Tiffany's.
But yeah, it's that line. The like that he doesn't know her at all. Like, he can't even have made a decision. And also, like, the whole like gesture when she gets home from her like late. Like,
oh my god, I forgot to write that in my notes.
The roses and the rose petals everywhere. I hate it.
I hate it
so much.
She works all night long. Yeah. Comes home and he has filled her apartment with flowers and rose petals. Yeah. And she's like, this is so romantic. And he's like, I love you so much. And I'm like, so you just, this person who then has to sleep and then go back and do her very important fashion show. Yeah. You filled her apartment with things that she needs to take care of and put a huge mess on her floor and her bed. Yeah,
it's like, so she has to clean up his romantic mess before she can have
go
a nap
to bed
before she
after
goes back to work. Yeah. No, I was like, you know what you leave her? You like leave her a clean apartment with one thing of roses, a nice note, offer to have his driver like pick her up, take her, like bring her coffee,
take her somewhere,
and take her to work. Like, and maybe leave her some snacks or breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like he left her a really nice voice answering machine message. Yeah, and like that's nice.
That's
like,
nice. And like,
do you know how gross that apartment's gonna smell in like a day?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, that is not my kind of romance. And also, especially like, because he's not there, so it's not like the romanticness of, I don't know, like rolling around a bed of flower petals.
Yeah, it's just she just has to like get. Like, now they're just on the floor.
She has to like sweep before she can go to bed. Ugh, men. So then she's like, yes, but I need to tell my parents, and you can't come with me. And so she goes back to Alabama, and that's when we realized that she had left 7 years ago her childhood best friend, first kiss, like when they were 10, and they got married, so they got pregnant. I think what happened is they got pregnant, they got married, and then they lost the baby, and then
I think left. So. Yeah.
And he's been refusing for 7 years to sign the divorce papers. So she comes back to try to convince him of that. She somehow magically, so she has access to their shared checking account because he never took her off the checking account. Yeah. And then she manages to basically renovate his entire kitchen with like new appliances in
like half a day.
An afternoon. Yeah.
Yep. And then she says later, she's like, I put the money back in your account. I'm like, but she still has the couches.
Yeah, and like the fancy fridge and stove
Yeah.
and everything that she somehow magically got into his like trailer.
Yeah, that's like
thing.
far off the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also a thing I noticed in the trivia, and again, I don't know anything about this stuff, but 7 years is the statute of limitations, so they just would have been divorced, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something. It probably depends on the state of like contested divorce or like forcing a divorce. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Divorce
then on the other hand,
I've ever had to look into.
When she doesn't sign the papers at the end and was like, the lawyer's like, sign the papers right now while you're literally walking down the aisle, like she wouldn't have been divorced. No, exactly. Like it. Yeah. So they would have had to have a separate legal wedding if she had actually wanted to marry Patrick Dempsey. Yeah, it's so funny. And yeah, that lawyer too is like the most like stereotypical Southern. I know, it was really random.
Man. Yeah. Okay, should we talk about the side character cast?
Yeah, because there's some really good people in this, which
bangers.
Is nice, makes it feel better. So as we said, Ethan Embry's in here. Love him. Yeah, he plays like another childhood friend who, like, I guess she assumes or knows. I'm not sure if she even knows for sure, but she assumes that he's gay, and then she outs him in the bar. Obviously, we've got Patrick Dempsey, who, I mean, he's in it a lot, but he's like the lesser secondary male character. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Male main character. Yeah. And then we've got Candice Bergen, who I love her so much. Like, I wish she'd had more of a chance to do. So obviously she plays this character, and then she plays kind of the same thing in Miss Congeniality. Yeah. And then obviously Murphy Brown is like not the most likable character, but she is kind of. Anyways, I just want her to have gotten a chance to play like an actual bad guy. Mm-hmm. Or something like in a like in a like action movie or like something. Yeah, she's had a really random career because like they tried to bring Murphy Brown back and that didn't go anywhere. But like before that, I don't know what she was doing except for this stuff, and she was on Sex and the City for a while. Was in was that show with James? What's his face with Ultron? Like the spin-off, Boston Legal. Boston Legal. Yeah, it was like the spin-off. I'll get there eventually. The other one with the lawyers and the dancing. You know what I mean. Ally McBeal. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it was actually a spin-off, but yeah, she was in that for a long time. It was that guy, David E. Kelly. Yeah. 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 Yeah, so hopefully she had a nice time there. And she's had lots of like guest spots in all kinds of stuff over the years, like Will and Grace, Sex and the City. I remember all of that. Yeah. I think she was in that book club movie that we went to. That was a weird one. Did you go to that movie with me? No. I think I got free tickets for some reason. Oh, yeah, she is in the book club series, or she's in the new. Oh no, she's in both of them. Yeah, book club and then book club the next chapter. They not good. Don't have a good amount of ratings on IMDb. No. I'm glad I didn't pay for those tickets. Anyway, so like she's had like a solid career. I just really wanted her to play like have a cool. Yeah, kind of like Helen Mirren going badass. Yeah, something like that. And then her mom is the Mary Kay Place, the secretary of something, who then gets fired for trying to legalize pot in West Wing. No, not the secretary, the Surgeon General. Surgeon General, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. That's why I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, and she's also in a bunch of other stuff, but that's that's what we know her from. But yeah, she's great. The dad, I didn't recognize the dad. But he's around. He's in stuff. And then the queen, Melanie Lynskey's here. Oh, I was going to say the other queen, also Jean Smart. Plays, I forgot. Jean Smart's here. Her mother-in-law. She's Josh Lucas's mom. Yeah, she's really good in this. She's like so good. She's like the only person who's like really happy to have her back. Like Melanie Lynskey and her makeup and Ethan Embry. But like she's like, no judgments at all. Like, you're back. I understand why you left because I'm the only other person who's like lived with Josh Lucas. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm glad you're back, but also I'm going to give you advice because I'm a mom and like. Yeah, no, she's great. And then in the beginning, there's a flashback, or like it starts, I guess, when they're young. It was a flashback, and it's Dakota Fanning plays. I know, of course it is. Yeah, because it's 2002. Yeah, I think this is mostly the rest of our notes are just like blarg, like. Yeah. So yeah, we've said that she's super snobby, but they're also snobby, but like reverse snobby, like, oh, you got all fancy and too cool for us, so therefore we're going to be mean to you.
yeah, so just like everybody in the town mostly kind of sucks.
Yeah, they just aren't great. And like, if that's why she didn't want to come back, like she didn't have a good relationship with her mom.
Yeah.
Like that's a plot. Like they don't have a good relationship. Like if that's the reason, then yeah. Okay, and like that's why you didn't come back and visit and all this stuff, but it's never addressed in that way. It's addressed in this place is too podunk for me. Like
yeah, and like I had these big dreams, and so long story short, the end of it, or like the reason that he kept refusing to sign the divorce papers was because he was trying to like make a career and a name for himself that sort of could stand up to her amazing whatever, like New York career, like something that they would be more equals, which is like kind of admirable, but also there's the whole thing of like the not telling her about it.
Yeah, like you can get divorced and still do this, like,
and also, but like it's also her, like she just left. She didn't want to talk about it. She just knew she didn't want to be in this small town, and I think she knew that before she got pregnant, and like knew always that she didn't want to be there. And then was kind of like relieved and felt bad that she was relieved that she could escape, but then like didn't talk to her husband who also lost a baby. Like I think that's the thing that in movies people it's like
especially
a thing that happens to women
storylines. Yeah, and then he hides his career from her, and like it's very, very convoluted, and it's just like annoyingly convoluted.
Yeah, it's like, and because it goes from like not saying it to then outright lying, and
like making other people also lie.
Yeah.
And like, what are you waiting for? Like, literally, during this movie, you're in a huge fancy glass store.
Yeah, like
opened. So like, why are you not telling her? Like, it's just like,
I don't know what
you were waiting for.
He wanted her to like fall back in love with him, but he wasn't being honest. So like,
and like also was being a dick and like refusing to,
refusing to explain why he never signed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Just one last thing of that. One, Josh Lucas, is that he goes to the beach to get lightning sand.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, and he goes and like puts a bunch of metal things up so lightning will come and hit the sand, and she like runs after him in the rain and blah blah blah. But he's there, he's prepared. Like there's an entire scene of him preparing for this, and then he goes to the beach in a lightning storm and is wearing a hoodie because they don't have raincoats in Alabama, I guess, or hats, like even a baseball hat.
Yeah. I think like a brimmed hat would have gone a long way because then you can at least see when it's raining.
Yeah, like he goes, his half of his career is going out in lightning storms where it rains, and he doesn't protect himself from the rain at all. And I'm just like,
because he's so rugged.
Why? Just get a raincoat or a hat. Like you're wearing a baseball hat in other parts of this movie. Like
anyway, just keep the hat on. Okay. Tropes. Man, otherwise we're going to be at this forever.
I know, we're going to be here forever.
Okay, so yeah, it starts with a flashback. Or it's like, because it starts with a flashback, is it a flashback? Is it just a... I don't know. Anyways, it starts with a flashback.
Dakota Fanning, as we said, plays the young person, which is like how all movies in the aughts started, I think. Pretty much. Yeah.
The title of the movie is a song, Sweet Home Alabama. And then there's multiple versions of the song in the movie.
Yep. As we said, Melanie Lynskey is there. She's amazing, but is also playing the best friend who's married in the small town she's got 4 kids in this movie for some reason. Just like, they're very gay friendly, but I guess not condom friendly.
Yeah. We've got the other guy, Patrick Dempsey. He's not like a complete dick. He just doesn't know her. And then at the end, he just kind of, he's
like, he just really wants to get married.
Yeah, he just wants to be married. As you can tell, like a year later, he's married to somebody else. So, yeah. Yeah, so he just doesn't care about her as a person. He cares about her as
a marriage.
Prospect.
As a wife.
Yeah.
She's got a movie job because she's a fashion designer, and yes, I know fashion designers exist, but you know what I mean, movie job.
Yeah.
And also her clothes are not that exciting. Like they show her fashion show at the beginning, and I'm like, what is this? Yeah. This is a New York Fashion Week.
The Gap. It's got definitely a Hallmark plot. It's got better acting and better production values than your average Hallmark movie, but it's very Hallmarky plot for sure.
Then the 2 gay men, they don't actually get together, but they run. They're like are bumped into each other, and they like give eyes at each other. Like the the New York guy was like, I can automatically tell you that you're gay, Ethan Embry, and therefore we will fall in love. Like, I'm just like, why? Why is this plot line in here at all?
And then there's running. She runs away from the wedding, like the first wedding at the plantation, which is the only thing to do at a wedding at a plantation. Run away.
To find Josh Lucas. And then they do a big kiss in the rain.
Big kiss in the rain. And then we get an epilogue in the credits. Which is mostly, it's like just photo snapshots.
Mm-hmm. But we do see that they
like move to maybe New York. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to
they
tell.
Have a kid pretty soon, but like they're both doing their, she's got the fashion thing, he's got the glass thing. Yeah, living their life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does this movie pass the Bechdel test?
Yes, because she talks a lot about at the beginning about clothes, and then like in general, like she does talk to her mom and her friends about her mom and like moving and all of that stuff.
And like leaving.
Like some of it's about the guy, but a lot of it is like moving away.
Yeah.
She's not great about it, as we said. She's a snob and is just a not great person, but it does technically pass the Bechdel test.
And for a 2002 movie, the fact that she's not competing with another.
Yes, that's very true. And she has lots of friends. Like her New York friends are great and are incredibly not snobby in a, like if they were in a Hallmark movie, they would have been like literally like lifting their feet at
they come and they're like into it and sort of like excited to just dive in.
They're super into it. Like. Yeah. And then once she has an actual real conversation with Melanie that's like on screen and they like talk about their stuff, then then she's super supportive. Like it's actually, and also Ethan Embry is super supportive. Like she does have really good friends in this, which bonus
so
points for that. Yeah.
Okay, let's make a pie.
Okay.
So all the problematic things aside, we're gonna just there's a whole dessert buffet of problematic things. So let's put in our trying to be less problematic pie. Swooning.
Yeah. Patrick Dempsey's here. Josh Lucas really looks good.
Yeah. We swoon, she swoons. It's even when she's like super mad at her ex-husband guy, like she swoons over him. I don't know, like 20%? Yeah, it's not like the swooniest, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. We've got 2002/3 hair and clothes. Yeah. Like her hair is just full on. It's Reese Witherspoon's hair in 2003. With the cutting, short cut, and the flippy tops, the flippy ends.
Yeah.
And then her clothes, like all of her clothes that she designs, and then that she continues to wear. Like she wears a few dresses, but so they're aughts clothes, but then they're also like the fancy top. Like that's what she designed. Well, she's like, look at me, I have a fancy top.
It's like low rise flare jeans and a fancy top. Or going out top or whatever. Yeah.
It's what I still wear today, except my jeans are high rise.
Yeah, high rise and less flary, more straight. I don't know, 30?
Yeah, I think just because like they point out her stuff, like, oh, look at how fancy your top is. I'm like, oh yes, it's off the shoulder.
Off the shoulder. Kind of ugly. Yeah.
Also like falls apart because it's got like this ribbon on it, and then when she gets drunk, the ribbon comes off. I'm like, why didn't you sew this ribbon on this better?
Right.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Accents are a thing in this.
They are strong, and I don't know whose are real. Reese Witherspoon does have a southern accent. Like she sort of flips in and out of it depending, which I think is pretty normal, but everybody else I have no idea.
Melanie Lynskey's not real.
Melanie Lynskey's is definitely not. She has a very different, way more southern accent.
Yes. So south.
So. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe 25? And then kind of comparable is all of the southern/redneck stereotypes of like driving trucks and living in trailers and playing
and he's got
like at the bar and he's got a coon dog and barca-loungers and
just all of
it. All of it. So 25%. Yeah. Okay, and Lindsay, what's next for them?
Well, they're in the epilogue and they're fine. Like I think they go back to New York, and like it only makes sense if she's happy.
Yeah,
because she can't be like I was thinking about this. Like he could sell his glass anywhere. Like it's mostly a glass blowing than a glass selling thing, and but she can't really be a fashion designer not in New York, in America. Like from my limited fashion designer knowledge. I'm pretty sure that's where you have to be, at least partially. So he seems okay with it. I guess he achieved his dream of like wanting to be good enough for her. So
yeah,
sure.
I
don't know. Their entire relationship is based on how they fight a lot. So yeah.
I don't really know. Like, did they always fight a lot, or did they just now fight a lot? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, this was a really long conversation, but I'm glad that we had it because it was important to talk about this seemingly innocuous on the cover movie of just like, it's just a rom-com.
Yeah, high budget rom-com, but yeah, no, it's gross. Okay, Lindsay, what's next for us?
Well, we were gonna be doing Pride Month for June, and so we're gonna be talking about probably less problematic. We'll find out. In and Out. Yeah. I don't know how it's gonna go. I haven't seen it since the 90s.
Since, like, it came out. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm like, this one was really rough. So we'll see where this one, our next movie ends up. But then we are doing some fun stuff. We're doing Bros, which I'm assuming will be fine. And on the Patreon, we're doing the Half of It, which is a fun Netflix teen LGBTQ movie.
Should be fun. That brings us to the end of our episode. You can leave us a rating or a review wherever you get your podcasts, or you can find us on social media at Charts and Hearts Podcast on Instagram and Threads.
You can head to our website where you can submit your suggestions for rom-coms and tropes for us to add to the list. This is a good time, even though we're heading into Pride, to mention that we do like to try to do more inclusive movies when they are available to us. So please do suggest movies with people of color and LGBTQ people in them. We do a lot of white heterosexual movies, but that's rom-coms.
Yeah.
So you can do that there or on social, and you can also check out our Patreon at patreon.com/chartsandheartsclub for small fish, big fish, small pond month.
We did the inverse.
We did the inverse. Small fish, big pond. On Patreon, we did Coyote Ugly, which was a fun conversation because it's a weird movie.
Very weird movie. Let us know your thoughts on this movie. Do you have any like good commentary to read more, or like or also better movies that talk about the problematic like usage of plantations and like call it out rather than accept it? That would be great. And in the meantime, nobody finds their soulmate when they're 10. I mean, what's the fun in that, right?